The catalogue is up, as you can see, and as I said in the initial post, the reserves are not going to be amended this month. So the reserve that you see on that catalogue is the reserve that that will be in place for each lot. All the sellers have deposited their items for sale in a seller locker, and those items have been moved up into the auction house where they now reside. We'll be going through the auction in a couple of minutes' time. First bid will start. During bidding, there must be no voice chat and no text chat other than your bid. In between lots, we can chatter around, but for the lots themselves, the only thing that should be put into text chat is your bid. So if the opening bid is, if it's in Element and the first bid is 5,000, just type 5,000. And if the next bid is 5,100, type 5,100 in there. And that's the only thing that should happen during the actual bidding. If two people both bid the same amount, the first person to bid it has that bid. The second person would have to bid a higher amount in order to be the leading bid. When obviously we reach the maximum amount, it will be sold, and both the bidder and the second highest bidder, winning and second highest bidder, will be recorded. If you win a lot, you have 1 week to pay. So if you bid 10,000 shingles, different game, but hey, if you bid 10,000 shingles for something and you've only got 9,000, you've got a week in order to collect the other 1,000, kind of thing. So next Sunday will be the payday. By next Sunday, all buyers must have paid. Buyers, put your payment in a locker in the buyers section. That payment will be then swapped for the dino you have bought. Then next Sunday, when the transaction date comes on, all those payments will be placed in the appropriate sellers' lockers. So the sellers, you'll get your payment next Sunday. It will be placed in your locker. Buyers, if you buy something, place the money for it, the payment for it, in a locker in the buyers section. That will get swapped for the item that you have bought, and you can go pick it up. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Any questions?
Not from me.
Nope.
Hopefully this is going to run a bit smoother than little improvements each time. All right.
Paint in purple.
I don't know. I'm thinking Mouse
Nailed it.
likes pink, doesn't he?
Yeah, purple or pink's his favourite colour.
Yeah. Do I need to check with his tribes first, or do I just go for it?
Just go for it.
All right, folks. So we're about to start bidding on lot 1. Lot 1 is. Let me get it out. We have all the dinos here. Is a rock drake. This is a female rock drake, level 731. Hit the right button, Sarah. Okay, so this is a bred rock drake, level 731. She has 46 mutations on the female side and 51 mutations on the male side. Colorations as shown. Breedable, I think, is mating ready. So yes, she is not neutered. She is ready to be bred. Currency for this is an element, and we have a reserve price of 500. Can we see 500 element bid from anyone for this gorgeous female? 550 opening bid, 600 from Raghav. Do we see any advances? 600, 750. 750 to Cosmic, 1,000, 1,000 to Raghav. Do we have any advance on 1,000? Sin, was that 1,500? 1,500 to Sin. 1,500. Do we see any advance on 1,500 for this beautiful female rock drake? 1,600 to Raghav. Any advance on 1,600? 1,700 to Sin. Can we see more than 1,700? This very colourful female level 731 rock drake. 1,800 to Raghav. Can we see 1,900? Can we see any advance on 1,800? 2,000 to Sin. 2,000 element for this 731 rock drake. 3,000 to Mika, 731 rock drake. 4,000 Sin. Any advance on 4,000 element? 4,100 to Raghav. Level 731, 4,200 to Sin. 731 female rock drake, unmuted, ready to breed. Any advance? 4,200. 4,500 to Tweedledum. Can you please, if you want to bid, can you put your tribe name, please? Can you name your tribe? 5,000 to Sin. 5,000 to Sin. Any advance on 5,000? 5,200 to Raghav. Any advance on 5,200? 5,300 to Sin. Level 731 rock drake. Any advance? 5,300 to Sin. 5,400 to Raghav. 5,500. 5,500 to Sin. 6,000 to Raghav. Any advance on 6,000 element? 6,500 to Tweedledum. Any advance on 6,500 element? 7,000 to Sin. 7,000 to Sin. Any advance on 7,000? Very, very colourful, female breedable. 7,100. Any advance? 7,200 to Sin. Can we see 7,500? 7,500 to Raghav. Can we see 8,000? Can we see 8.5? Can we see 8,500 at all? Any advance on 8,000? 8,000 element, 731, very brightly coloured, breedable electric. 10,000 element to Wisdom. Any advance on 10,000 element? 12,000 to Sin. Any advance on 12,000 element? 731 breedable rock drake. 254 in health and 253 in melee. Any advance on 12,000 element? Going once to Sin. Going twice. Sold to Sin for 12,000 elements.
GG.
Nice drake. Very nice.
Nice. There you
That
go.
rocketed.
Sin, 12,000 and Wisdom.
Got that's pop. Yeah.
Yeah. 10,000. Want to swap those around, mightn't I?
Mm-hmm. Swap the columns over. Yes.
Yeah. I have a spreadsheet to try and make things. I'll do that later. I can work this for today.
Or just hide. No, you can't hide the proxy. Can you? No, the proxy.
Okay. Swiftly moving on to lot number 2. For lot number 2, we have this very nice red and black level 754 Spino. That is a lovely Spino. This is mating ready, not neutered. Level 754 female Spino. She has no mutations on the female side. She's a clean female with 128, clean on the female side, 128 mutations on the male side. She has 253 melee and 253 health and 254 melee. Do I?
He's sounding fine here.
It's fine for me, yeah.
Right, okay. Might be your side then, Hon.
Yeah.
All right, so the currency for this is element, and the reserve price is 10,000. Can we see a 10,000 element?
Sorry,
No, sorry, taking them off. Yes, it was edited. I should look at the book, not at the picky.
Sorry, my bad.
So there is no reserve price. Can we see an opening? Can we see an opening bid for this level 754, 5,000 element? Can we see any advance on 5,000 element purity? Can you put your tribe name in, please, sweetheart? Make your tribe. 6,000 element. 7,500 element. Cosmic tortoise. Any advance on 7,500 element? Can we see more than 7,500 element for this really nice look? 8,000 element purity. Any advance on 8,000 element? Very, very nice Spino. Black and red breedable Spino. Can we see any advance on 8,000 element? Get your fingers on the right keys. Can we see any advance at all on 8,000 element for this? Very nice level 754 breedable female. Selling once for 8,000 element to purity. Selling twice, 8,100 to Tweedledum. Any advance on 8,100 element? 8,500 purity. Any advance on 8,500? 8,500, beautiful black and red Spino. Any advance on 8,500? 8,500 to purity. 9,000. Any advance on 9,000 element? Beautiful black and red 754 female Spino. Any advance on 9,000 element? Selling once to wisdom. Selling twice. Ooh. On the money. 9,300 to purity. 9,300, 9,500. Any advance on 9,500 element? Going to wisdom. 10,000 element. Any advance on 10,000 element? Any advance? 11,000. Can we see an advance on 11,000? 11,000 element. Beautiful black and red female Spino breedable level 754. 11,100. Any advance on 11,100 element? 11,200. Any advance on 11,200? 11,200. No chatting, please, Tweedledum. 12,000. 12,000 element. 12,000 element to wisdom. Any advance on 12,000 element? 12,000 element. Beautiful black and red. 12,500 element to purity. Wisdom, do you want to advance on 12,500? Any advance? 13? Can we see 13.5? Can we see 14? Any advance on 13,000? 14,000. Can we see 15? Any advance on 14,000? 14,000 element currently to purity. 15,000. Can we see 16? Any advance on 15,000? Current high bidder is wisdom. 15,000. Beautiful black and red Spino. Female. Breedable. 254. In, what is it, melee? And 253 in health. Any advance on 15,000 to wisdom? Selling once for 15,000. Selling twice. Sold to wisdom for 15,000 element. Very good looking.
That's a good looking Spino, isn't it?
That's a very good looking Spino.
It is. It's beautiful.
Purity 14,000 second bidder.
It is actually salmon pink rather than red. It just looks red with the on the Spino.
It looks what is still good. Yeah, for those who came in late, the only thing to go in is your straight number bid during bidding. We can chatter and put other stuff in between lots. If anybody has arrived and not made a tribe, please make a tribe of your same name as your main tribe on maps. Lot 3. Lot 3, we have a Giganatosaurus. Should we space it? Sounds really, really daft. Giganatosaurus, level 388. This is a breed-ready, clean Giga a breed ready Giga with 86 in melee, 42 in health, 59 in weight, 52 in stamina. This is bred. She has 2 mutations in the female side, 13 mutations in the male side. We have a reserve price of 3,000 element. Can we see any opening bids? This is an ARK Giga. ARK Giga. Rather nice purple and pink, or magenta, as somebody would call it. 3,000 opening bid from Mika. 3,500 purity. Any advance on 3,500? Level 388, purple and pink or magenta. Actually doesn't show as pink. It's probably orange. It's just lighting based on the colours. Any advance on 3,500 to purity. 3,500 element for a 388 Giga with plenty of breeding room left in her. Him. Apologies. 4,000. 4,000 Mika. Any advance on 4,000 element? To Jennifer, sorry. 4,000. You actually have the bid at 4,000, Jennifer. So any advance on 4,000 to Jennifer? 4,000 element. Can we see 4,500? Any advance on 4,000 element? Selling once to Jennifer for 4,000 element, 4,700 to Purity. Any advance on 4,700? 4,700 element. Beautiful. Purple and looks pink underneath it. It's probably orange. Purple and orange. 5,000. Level 388 male Giga. Plenty of breed room. 5,000 to Jennifer. Any advance on 5,000 element. Very nice melee stat at 86 points. So it's a good melee starter. 5,300 to Purity. Can we see any advance on 5,300 element? 5,300 element for this 388 ARK Gigantosaurus. Current high bidder is Purity. Anybody want to bid up on 5,300? Selling once for 5,300 to Purity. Selling twice. Sold to Purity. 5,300 element.
Thank you. Nice. That's some wild colour patterning right there.
Isn't it? And Jennifer's second bidder at 5,000. Lot 4. Say you get what you want and there isn't much else interesting. Is it okay to? Yes, yeah. You do not have to stay here. This is a come and go as you please. It's perfectly.
Just to make sure you claim a locker in the bios.
Yeah, although I think there'll be plenty available, but yeah,
Okay.
grab yourself a locker. Alrighty, so now we're on to lot 4. And lot 4 is this really nice looking Reaper. Very nice looking Gen 2 Reaper. Xenomorph. Male, obviously. This is a bred Reaper. It has 1 mutation in its female side and 27 on the male side. We have 170 in the melee, so this is a good melee Reaper. Elements, 10,000 element is the reserve on this. Can we see any opening bids? Very nice, 170 melee Reaper. Can we have an opening bid of 10,000 element? A lot 4, 170 melee, level 463, plenty of breed room left in it. Reaper, only 28 mutations in total, 27 on the male side and 1 on the female. Even numbers. The only odd numbers are in oxygen and food. Are there no opening bids? No bids? Sin, 10,000. Can we see any advance on 10,000 element? For the 170 melee, really nice looking Reaper. I'm going to emulate those colours something. Any advance on 10,000 element? Selling to Sin for 10,000 element. Going once. Going twice. Sold. That is a nice looking Reaper.
Congrats.
Well
I like
done.
those colours. I like those colours. Indeed. That was lot 4. Lot 5. We have a Rex. Beep, beep. So lot 5, we have an X-Rex. This is level 431 X-Rex. It's bred and breedable. It's not neutered. A male X-Rex. 1 mutation on the female side, 11 on the male side. 77 in health and 97 in melee. Currency is element. We have a reserve price of 2,000 element. Can I see an opening bid of 2,000 element for this level 431 X-Rex? Good breed line starter. It's got nice stats in both health and melee for such a low start. Male X-Rex 431. 77 in health and 97 in melee. Any opening bids? 2,000 element. No bids. Closing the bidding in 3, 2, 1. Bids are closed. Lot is unsold.
And here I thought that was a lovely colour.
Okay, so for lot number 6, we have a Strider with a excavator rig and a shield projector rig attached. So this is a level 75 Strider. And we have a currency of elements. There is no reserve on this. Can I see any opening bids for a level 75 Strider in element? Can we see any bids at all for a level 75 Strider? 5 element. 5 element. Can we see anything? Anything? Has it got any points to it? It's. Ooh. We have got points wise. In fact, I'll put this up in the catalogue at the back end for you. So we have got where are we? 75. There you go. I've put a screenshot of it as a soul ball in the. What do you call it? I'm losing the ability to speak proper
The
English
auction
words.
cattle.
Thank you.
Points is spent.
Yeah. All right, so let's start this fresh, seeing as I've just put that screen up. Can we have any opening bid? This is a you start bidding. So can we have an opening bid? So we've got 2 elements. Come on, can we give any fine bid for?
Strider, for God's sake, come on.
Jennifer put
It's a
100
Strider.
above.
Jennifer, do you still want to put your 100 bid in? I'd only just put the screenshot on, so I've restarted bidding. Can we see anything above 2 elements? Give the bidder, so 100 element, 500 element. Can we see anything above 500 element? We have got a level 75 Strider here. It's a decent Strider. 1000 element. 1000 element. Any advance on 1000 element for a level 75 Strider? Any advance on 1000 element? Current high bidder is Wisdom for 1000 element. Any advance at all? Selling once to Wisdom for 1000 element. Selling twice. Sold.
GG.
GG
Hello, by the
indeed.
way.
Hello, you.
Fellow sexy Jody.
Hey, Fendi.
Hell. I had to try out Battlefield with that monitor, man. That's why I'm a bit late.
That's fair enough. These are good. What were we on to? I can't remember. That was 6.
Once you
Lab
go
number
curved.
7. All right. This next one is a special, I think. We have a JDAB Parasaur.
What's the reserve?
There is none. There is, however, a proxy bid in place. So we have here a male level 1779 max bred Parasaur in purple and back, 254 points in all stats. Ingots, we currently have a high bid of 50,000. 60,000, I'll make that 65,000 from the proxy, 75,000 from the proxy. 110,000 from the proxy. 180,000 from the proxy. 240,000 from the proxy.
Loving the parasaurs, aren't I?
510,000 from the proxy. Let me just check that I've got the proxy's bid right.
Mouse, now you're just bullying. Stop being a dick.
All right, yeah, I have. Just making sure I typed it in right. Okay, so I will do 200,000 from the proxy. 1.2 million from the proxy. Let me type it in. So 1.2 million from the proxy. Any advance on 1.2 million? This is in metal ingots, by the way, folks. The bid here is in metal ingots. 1.5, 1.7 million from the proxy. 2 million, 2.5 million from the proxy. 3.5 million from the proxy. Any advance on 3.5 million? 5 million from the proxy. 7 million from the proxy. 9 million from the proxy. Any advance on 9 million? 10 million, 12 million from the proxy. Any advance on 12 million? 15 million, so 17 million from the proxy. Any advance on 17? 20 million. We have a 20 million bid. Any advance on 20 million metal ingots? Any advance on 20 million metal ingots? Selling to Mouse. Going once, 20 million metal ingots. Going twice. Sold to Mouse for 20 million metal ingots.
How to have fun transferring it.
Jesus.
Thank you very much. Oh, that means I have to make more dedicated storage.
Yeah, what the hell are you going to do with all of that, Jada?
Oh. Well,
Like adding to my collections.
Mouse just flexing in the corner of his entire, like, Mount Everest of metal.
I do have an abundance of metal. I could have went a lot higher.
Evidently.
20 million was the max bid from the proxy.
How much?
So yeah, 20 mil.
20 mil. Yeah, that's why I was
You
like, you kept going up by 1 million and half million. I was like, oh fuck this, 20 mil. Fuck it, let's do it.
Which is why I started going up by 2 million.
Yeah, make it quick.
Well, we found out Mouse was the one that proxy bid 20 mil, and he was just bidding against himself just to assert dominance.
I was not the proxy bidder.
Even Mouse wouldn't go that now.
I mean, wouldn't he?
Actually, thinking about it, Mouse, are you prepared to go to 21 to above, because proxy should get that at 20 million? That is his hybrid.
20
Well,
million and one.
I put the 20 million first, though, so that makes it mine. I'll go 21 just to flex it, but technically I would be the winner because I put in 21st.
Because you put it in first. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that works with proxy. I have to think about it for next time.
Yeah, but the
20.1.
The proxy should have got 20. Should have got 20.
Yeah, I think technically the proxy is already bid ahead of you.
So how much extra do I have to put in then?
Yeah.
I'll put in the
All
21 if it's needs 21. I don't care.
I think that just makes it.
At this point,
correct.
20 mil in, you're I mean, what's next? 1 or 2 mil here or there, like it's not really
It's
good.
crazy when 1
million
million sounds like nothing.
There's like 50 industrial forges going at once.
20,100,000. Yeah. I think that's.
So were you farming that in a week without one?
I think you're sorted for a short while there, Jada.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get through that.
You'll never use that. No.
Lovely.
6 dedicated storages of metal.
Yeah, Lotte. We have this level 681 XUT. This is a female Exuteranus. She has 37 mutations in her female side and 34 in the male side. She's breed ready. Level 681. 500 element. Opening bid by Raghav. 600. Any advance on 600 element. 1,000 element to Raghav. 2,000. 1,000 element to Raghav. Raghav, you have that bid. 2,500 to Zorkon. 3,000 to Raghav. Any more than 3,000. 3,500 to Zorkon. Any advance on 3,500. 5,000 to Raghav. Any advance on 5,000 element. Current high bid is to Raghav. 6,000 to Zorkon. 7,000 to Raghav. An advance on 7,000 element. Very nice looking UT as well. 681 level. 8,500 to Vendi. Any advance on 8,500 element. 10,000 element to Zorkon. Any advance on 10,000 element. Current high bidder is Zorkon. 10,000 element. Level 681 male Exuteranus. Nice looking kind of smoky colours. 10,000 element high bid to Zorkon. 10,500 to Vendi. Any advance on 10,500. 10,500 element high bid 7 level 681. 222 points in health and 202 in melee. 11,000 to Zorkon. Any advance on 11,000 elements. 12,000 elements. Do we see 13? Any advance on 12,000 elements? 12,000 elements, 681 male Exuteranus. Current high bid is Vendi with 12,000 elements. Can we see any advance on this? 13,000 elements. 13's an unlucky number. We need to have more than 13. Come on. Any advance on 13? 13,000 element to Zorkon. 13.5. 13,500 element. 13,500. 14,000. 14,000 element. Level 681 male Exuteranus. Any advance on 14,000 element? 14,000. Selling once to Zorkon for 14,000 element. Selling twice. So, oh, you were just slow there, Raghav. I just said sold.
Oh, thank God I would have been broke.
Ooh.
I was so tempted to bid on that just to piss you off, man.
Yeah, I know. I
I
could
was gonna do the
Literally,
same.
you
I
were
was gonna go
just
do
a
the
bit
same.
slow there. So that sold to, who was it, Zorkon? Zorkon for 14,000 element.
Zorkon thought he got out of it then.
Me and Max would have been 20, but I thought, nah, I don't think he's got enough, so like, I'll back out now.
It's appreciated.
If that had been a fraction of a second earlier, but I just said sold.
Beautiful.
So this is.
See, I'm not a dick all the time.
Well, it's appreciated.
Just most of the time.
Yeah, just most of
Second
the time.
Fendi
99.9% of the time.
Well, I'm glad I was with
this is
0.001.
And even that part is debatable.
Should be dick.
Well, I'm not saying I'm not a dick either. Like, you're in good company in that regard.
Just go up here a second.
What's the plural term for multiple dicks? Is it like a gaggle?
You can gaggle as many dicks as you want, man,
Gaggle.
but maybe not bring that into the Discord server.
It's a bug. It's a bug.
Can you
It's
say a flock?
A bag of dicks.
Mhm.
Like a flock of them.
And now all you have is J-Dab sitting there thinking about how many dicks
Yeah,
he can fit
fuck.
at once. Like,
Jesus Christ.
Flock
man.
of cock.
Oh my gosh.
right, J-Dab, just quick, mate. Do you want to drop down some dedicated storages to me, and I'll start bringing it over to you?
No, it's transferred via it gets spawned in on the other side of the map, so it is not a transfer job.
Ah, excellent. Okay, so I can just take pictures and just fucking kill it.
You
and then
do
bring it over to you.
all transactions come through me, so let's sort these out at the end, not now,
Yeah.
please, folks.
Oh, I'm jumping off. Sorry. Okay, I'll message you later.
We'll sort it out through me, hon.
Please, only pictures of metal. Not
Please, what?
some-
Well, yeah. Just
No, Elio,
not, a
if I
gag-
sent you-
not a gaggle of not gaggling dicks.
If I sent you a picture of a bag of dicks or a gaggle of dicks or whatever it is, you'd love it. You'd ask me for more. A flock of cock.
We agreed to keep
They're
that
birds.
That's a
secret.
tribe name if I've ever heard it.
Oh man!
9. Please.
I wonder if I can get renamed. I go on that later. Go like,
Catch you later.
See you later, Humble. Lot number 9.
I'm gonna bounce as well. Cheers, guys.
Catch you later, Zorko.
See you later, sweetheart. Lot number 9 is this gorgeous. Let me just check I'm on the right. Yep.
You're on the right
Is
one. Look at the page.
this black and magenta shadow mane, level 744 male shadow mane, breedable. He has 98 mutations on the female side and 98 on the male, 253 health, 254 melee, 10,000 element is no
reserve.
sorry. Yeah, stop myself. The currency is element, there is no reserve. Can I have an opening bid, please? Can we have any opening bid? 3,500 element opening bid, 10,000 element from 11,000 elements. We have an 11,000 element. Any advance on 11,000 element, level 744, 12,000 element. Magenta and black, very nice looking. 12,000 element. Any advance? 13,000 to Jennifer. Any advance on 12,000? So 14,000 to Eldio. Any advance on 14,000 element? I'm taking a drink. Any advance on 14,000 element? 14,500 element, 14,500, 15,000 element. Beautiful black and magenta level 744 male, 15,000 element, current high bid to Eldio. Any advance on 15,000 element? Selling once for 15,000 element to Eldio. Selling twice, 16,000 to Vendi.
Oh, sin, you little
And
shit.
16,500 to Eldio, 17,000 to Jennifer, 18,000 to Eldio. Any advance on 18,000 element to Eldio, black and magenta, very nice looking 744 shadow mane. That shits on my sand.
It's just
Any advance on 18,000 element? Current high bidder is Eldio. 18,000 element. Sin, is that a bid? 18,500 to Sin. Any advance on 18,500 element? 19,000 to Eldio.
LDO wants this.
Any advance on 19,000 element to Eldio? I nearly said Eldiment then. 19,000 element to Eldio, level 744, black and magenta, selling once to Eldio for 19,000 element. Selling twice, sold to Eldio for 19,000 element. That is a nice looker.
Congrats.
That is a very nice looker. So second bidder is Sin at 18,000.
Wonder who's selling it
I was
with that
going to
colour
buy
scheme.
it. I was going to buy it, but like mine's almost done. I was like, yeah, I can't be paying that much.
I didn't notice it. I'll punish it for shitting on my sand later.
Yeah, LDO got it.
Eldio got it. I've not recorded it on the. Mark, are you updating the pickies?
I can't
Or
on
is-
your posts.
No, they might. I was going to say nobody did. No, LDO won it since the second bidder.
So if
No.
he doesn't pay up, you'll get it.
Yes.
That's
You get the
the way it
option.
works.
Yeah. I like the naming of this one. Wait. If you're second bidder, you get the choice of, if the first bidder doesn't pay within a week, then the second bidder will get the opportunity to pay. The only thing to note is if people bid something they're not prepared to pay repeatedly, they might get blacklisted from the auction. So don't bid for things that you're not actually intended to actually buy. So next lot, we have lot 10, a female Megatherium, level 381. This is a bred Megatherium and breedable. This is not neutered. She has 3 mutations on the female side and 37 on the male side. 84 points in melee. So she has a good melee. 2,000 element to Mika. Opening bid. Can we see any advance on 2,000 element for this very pink or magenta? 3,000 element. Magenta or pink and orange Megatherium. 3,100 to Mika. 3,100 element. Any advance on 3,100 element? Very good brood slayer. 3,500. Well named brood mother slayer. 3,500 to Jennifer. Any advance on 3,500? Magenta and orange Megatherium. 84 points in melee. Current high bidder 3,500 to Jennifer. Any advance? Selling once to Jennifer for 3,500 element. Selling twice. Sold to Jennifer. Nice one. And second bigger Mika at 3,100.
Second bigger.
Did.
I heard bigger. But, yeah.
I wasn't dreaming of anything.
Well, yeah. Don't know.
All right. Here we have
Your 40k soon.
a cutie pie.
For now.
For now.
This lot 11.
This is lot 11, yes. Just trying to get...
Sin. What's that? 12 and
I'm guessing
There
the
we go.
stats no longer change when you mutate.
22,000 Sin, I believe.
Sorry?
Sin got a bill of 22,000, I think now.
Oh,
I
Sin...
think the filter's not working.
Oh, yeah. Refresh. And then Sin. Yes, 22,000 is your bill. You just need to refresh the
Right.
pivot
Okay.
table.
Okay.
So we have for lot 11, we have a level 856 Ferox. 254 points in health, 254 points in melee, 100 points in weight, and 100 points in stamina. This has 527 mutations on the female side, 14 on the male. So this is a female Ferox. Bidding starts at 35,000 elements. Can we have any opening bid? 40,000 element. Opening bid from Vendy. Any advance on 40,000 element? 40,000 element from Vendy. Any advance? 40,000. This is an absolute cutie pie on your shoulder and an absolute monster. And I was really going to say absolute monster between your legs. Jesus.
Giggity.
True.
He's got 4 arms. Sorry, I should stop.
I'll rephrase that, shall I? Level 856 female Ferox. Any advance on 40,000 element. An absolute monster of a mount. Is that any better? 254 in health, 254 in melee,
Not
100
really, no.
each in stamina and weight. I'll never learn, will I? Any advance on 40,000 element.
Just call it a gremlin, okay? When it gets wet, it gets massive.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
When it gets cold, it
Selling,
shrinks.
selling to Vendy for 40,000 elements. 41,000 elements to Eldrin. Any advance on 41,000 element. 42. Any advance on 42,000 element.
Fuck you, LDO. I've got more money than you.
42,000. 43,000 element. Any advance on 43,000 element. 45 to Vendy. 45,000 to Vendy. Any advance on 45,000 element. Can we see 47,000 element? Any advance on 45,000 for the beautiful monster that I will have to stop using that phrase for? Selling to Vendy for 45,000 element, going once, going twice.
Sorry, dude.
Sold. Sold to
Holy
Vendy for
crap.
45,000.
Thank you,
Don't
Fendi.
be.
It's fine. I need to spread the wealth somewhere, don't I?
I think I got a bit of this video to clip later on.
Why? Oh, about the thing in between your legs.
Sorry.
No, I mean clip
And-
it to embarrass you, not to cut it out.
Oh, to post. Yeah. Soz. God help me. I really do need to learn. Fendi and Mark have known me long enough to know that I'm just never going to learn. Am I? Lot 11. Okay, so lot 12. Okay, so on lot 12, we have a tech giga, a female tech giga, level 382. She is completely clean and breedable, and she has 66 points in health and 65 points in melee. A baseline tech giga breed, female. Opening bids at 2,000 element. Can we see any opening bids at 2,000? 2,000 element for purity. Any advance on 2,000 element?
That's a nice base stat.
That is a very nice base stat for a totally clean and breedable female tech giga.
Yeah, 66 health and 65 melee, man.
So any advance on 2,000 element? This is a really good health line. It's not a bad backup melee line as well. Really good. Even numbered health line. 66 points in melee. Totally clean baseline breed female.
The
Any
melee is
advance
the
on
one that gets us.
2,000? Any advance on 2,000 element? Selling to purity for 2,000 element. Going once. Going twice. Sold. You got a nice purchase there, Purity.
Nice. Woohoo.
I think there's some bargains coming out here today. 13, 14, 13.
The next one looks pretty decent as well. For a clean one. Jesus. Where do you people get this shit?
Probably merge patrons.
Ah, yeah, it's got dual parents.
All right. So lot 13. We have this level 381. Largely blue male Therizinosaur. Again, completely clean, breedable, baseline breed line. 62 points in health and 70 points in melee. It's also got 51 in weight, so it's not a bad weight. In fact, none of its stats are bad. But 70 points in melee and 62 in health. A good, clean, baseline, even statted breed male Therizinosaur.
This is a good tickle chicken.
A very good tickle chicken base. Opening bids of 500 element. Any opening bidder? Can I see a 500 element reserve bid for this clean male Therizino? Clean male Therizino. 70 points. 500 element. 500 element to vending. Any advance on 500 element? Can we see any advance on 500 element for this totally clean breed line male Therizinosaur with 70 points in melee? Selling to Vendy for 500 element. Selling once. 600 to JDAB.
You little dick.
Can we see an advance on 600 element? 700 to Vendy. Any advance on 700 element? Can we see any more than 700 element? Selling to Vendy for 700 element. Selling once. Selling twice. Sold. Nice bit of movement, you two. 700. Oops, backwards one. JDAB. 600. I like Theris. I've always liked Theris.
Yeah.
Tickle, tickle,
They're good for crossing rivers and oceans as well.
Go on.
What?
I thought you were going to burst into a song for some reason.
What would be the Deep Mountain High?
Something like that. Okay. We're up to lot 14. Doing well. So oops, closed it. Lot 14 is a Bigfoot male. Gigantopithecus. Gigantopithecus.
No reserve.
No reserve. Yep, no reserve in cyan, magenta, and wine. I can't remember what the wine's proper colour is, but wine is first to me. Level 757, it has 175 mutations on the male side. Female is 0, clean. 254 points in health and 253 in melee. No reserve in element. Can I see any opening bids, please?
You know how you love the monkeys.
10,000 element to Raghav. Any advance on 10,000 element? 11,000 to wisdom.
He said 10, not 10. It's no reserve, so it's 10.
Oh, 10. 11. Yeah. What? Oh, it's because I read Iki. That I saw the K. Apologies. So 10, 11,
Al-
1,000. That's more like it.
Although on the auction catalogue, it does actually say
2,000.
10,000 reserve.
No, if you need to see above it, it's got an edit.
I removed the reserve. I was unsure.
I
about
Remove
it.
the reserve.
I see it now.
4,000 to Raghav. Can we keep chatter free though? 4,000 to Raghav. 4,000 elements. These things are brilliant for element names.
For
Pay yourself
everything?
back. Can we see any advance on 4,000 element? 5,000 to Jennifer. It's got 253 million, 254 in health, 7,000 to Vendi, 8,000 to Raghav, 10,000 to wisdom. Any advance on 10,000? 12,000 to Raghav. Any advance on 12,000 element? Level 754 male Bigfoot, 15,000 to Raghav. Any advance on 15,000? 18,000 to wisdom. 18,000 element to wisdom for the 757 male Gigantopithecus. Any advance on any advance on 18,000 element? Selling to wisdom for 18,000, 20,000. 20,000 to Vendi. Any advance on 20,000 element? 23 to wisdom. Can we see 24,000? Any advance on 23,000? Current high bidder is wisdom with 23,000 for 757 male Bigfoot. Any advance on 23,000? Selling once to wisdom. Selling twice. Sold to wisdom for 23,000.
Nice.
You got a little boy who could pay himself back.
Wendy was 20.
This is why I couldn't find the door. It's because I was flying.
Yes.
Okay.
Form of a function.
Lot 15. We have another fine Uteranus, ex-Uteranus. Oops. Oh, for fuck's sake, can't get into the door. Okay, so we have a male ex-Uteranus, level 400, totally clean, baseline Uteranus here, 62 points in health, 66 in melee, 54 in weight, 52 in stamina. So all of the 4 primary stats are even and they're all good, particularly the melee at 66 points. Totally clean male. Ex-Uteranus. Reserve price of 500 elements. Can we see a 500 element? Raghav, 1,000 to Purity, 3,000 to Mika. Any advance on 3,000, 5,000 to Raghav. Any advance on 5,000 element. Totally clean male Uteranus. A very good melee stat. Any advance on 5,000 element. Very nice, clean, breedable male baseline. Level 400 Uteranus. 5,100 to Purity. 5,500 to Raghav. Can we see anything more than 5,500 for this very nice, clean breed line? Uteranus. Male Uteranus, ex-UT. Selling to Raghav for 5,500. Selling once. selling twice, sold. There are some really nice deals going in here today. Oops. 5,500. I do a second.
Purity.
Purity 5,100. That's 15. Had a bit of a think about that. Another very nice looking critter. That is one sexy looking drake. All right, so we are on lot 16. We have a black and it looks red, it's wine and magenta, but a very, very nice looking, beautiful drake. Female. Breedable, breed ready female drake. 143 mutations on the female side, 143 on the male side, 254 health, 254 melee. No reserve, 5,000. No reserve in element. We're up to 10,000. Can we see any advance on 10,000 element to LDO? 15,000. Any advance on 15,000 element? 16,000.
It's my
Can we
call
see
as your dick.
17,000? Can we see more than 17,000? 20,000? Can we see 22,000? Can we see any more than 20,000? 25,000, 30,000. Absolutely gorgeous drake. Beautiful, beautiful female drake. 35,000 element. Can we see an advance on 35 for this beautiful drake? 35,000 element. Selling to Vendy, high bidder, 35,000 element for this
I
flipping
feel like a
beautiful
dick for
drake.
being a bully.
Level 747, selling to Vendy for 35,000 element. Selling once, selling twice, and sold. That's gorgeous, Vendy. We're going to have to
Sorry,
try that.
Vendy.
I'm going to steal it off you.
I
It
do,
is
I-
gorgeous.
I feel like a dick for being a bully.
And LDO is second bidder at 30.
Like I've got like a million sitting there. Just like, what can I do with it?
Buy nice things.
Yeah.
Grind it into dust and smoke it in a crack pipe.
No, but I do generally feel like an arsehole. Just like, yeah, I can outbid
Yeah,
you.
you want it.
But it's like, yeah, I need it.
What is that noise?
You know what I'm like when I grind shit.
Yeah,
this is-
I do.
I want this one as well.
I have been there. All right, so we're on lot 17. And this is the last of the main dinos. After this, we're on to the shinies. So the last of the main dinos in the main level dinos in tonight's slots. This is a female level 614 Therizino. She is breedable. She has 35 mutations on the female side and 35 on the male, 206 health and 206 melee. Opening bids at 500 element, please. 1,000 element to Sin. Any advances on 1,000 element? Any advance on 1,000 element for this level 614 female Therizino? 1,000, 1,200, 2,000 element to Sin. 2,000 element. 2,000 element for this 614 female Therizino. Any advance on 2,000 element? 3,000 element to Vendy. Any advance on 3,000 element? 3,100. 4,000 to LDO.
I don't want to be a dick.
Any advance on 4,000 element? 5,000 to Vendy. Any advance on 5,000 element? 6,000 to LDO. Any advance on 6,000 element? 614 Therizino. Female. 6,000 going to LDO. Any advance on 6,000? Selling to LDO? Selling once? 7,000 to Sin. Any advance on 7,000 element? Selling once to Sin for 7,000 element. Selling twice? Sold. Sold to Sin.
Congrats.
GG.
If you give us a clone, I'll give you half the price of what you paid for it.
And the second bidder was LDO with 6.
So clone it, you get 3.5k. And it doesn't cost that to clone it.
It needs to go through auction because
You
of the
can't.
level.
You can't because the level.
What?
It's over 350. They have to go through auction.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, yes.
Dirty little rule breaker.
He's not bothered to name his tribe yet either, is he?
Oh no, he hasn't. Yeah.
What? My tribe.
Kick him out.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
here. You're not tribed on here.
Oh, I'm not, no. Oh, shit.
That means all your bids are void.
Yep.
All right.
I have a quick question.
Go for it.
I was away for a second when that Rex went up for auction. When they don't actually sell, is that just like maybe put on like the next auction or something?
It's up to, it will be returned to the seller, and it's up to them whether they want to sell it for the next auction or not.
Okay.
So as you can probably see from this, this is a Luna.
Yeah, that's why I jumped like that.
Yes.
I've got a Luna something, but I can't remember where it is. Those things are
So-
nuts, man. They just float for days.
I know. They're so much fun. So we have a Luna, that's the colour, Equus. This is the first of the shinies, level 262. Breedable, obviously. 375 element is the reserve for it. Raghav, bid for 375. Can we have any advance on 375? 500 to Jennifer. An advance on 500, 700 to Raghav. An advance on 700 element. Of this very boingy Luna Equus. 1,000 to Jennifer. Any advance on 1,000 element. 1,000 element selling to Jennifer for a level 262 very boingy Luna horsey. Any advance on 1,000 element? Selling to Jennifer for 1,000 element. Going once. 1,500 to Raghav. Any advance on 1,500. 2,000 to Jennifer. Any advance on 2,000 element. A very fun creature to run around on. A Luna Equus, 262 at level. We have a high bid of 2,000 element to Jennifer.
Stack
Anybody
melee
wish to
and knock
put
things out.
2,000 element to Jennifer. Selling once. Selling twice. Sold to Jennifer.
GG.
Yay! Sorry.
You couldn't resist, could you? You literally
Could not
couldn't
resist. Yeah, no, like.
I knew it was coming for some reason. I was like, yeah, you're gonna do horse noises or something.
You got me sucked up with that one.
The
Jesus
moment you said
Christ.
GG, I mean, hello, GG. Oh, for
You know
fuck's
you now
sake.
have to do a noise for every creature. You,
No,
you can't
darling.
start
Good
that
luck.
off.
Good luck. Good
no.
luck.
Like, what does an Anki do? It's like, meh.
What sound is
Sounds
Okay,
like
you
a
can help then.
cow.
I don't know what an Anki does.
Sounds like a cow.
I think they do kind of grunt, don't they? Well, there's
Yeah,
one coming up in a minute.
weird.
so-
But not yet. First of all, we have a Cavel, aka a Ravager. This is a TARDIS Ravager. Is it a TARDIS? Yes. Did get it right. So we have a level 247 TARDIS Ravager. TARDIS being its inventory is 90. It drops 90% of the weight of everything that's in its inventory.
That's good if you
so
live on fucking, what do you call it?
Anywhere
You
really.
climb everywhere.
Yeah, anywhere really. But yeah, so we have a really nice looking TARDIS, blue TARDIS Ravager, level 247 male, breed ready. How can we have an opening bid of 1,500 element for this? Do we see any opening bids? 1,500 element to Laura, 2,500 to Cosmic. Any advance on 2,500? 3,000 to Laura. Any advance on 3,000? 4,000 to Cosmic. 4,500 to Laura. Any advance on 4,500? 4,500 element for a very nice looking blue TARDIS Ravager. 6,000 to Cosmic. 7,000 to Laura. Can we see any advance on 7,000? This male cable. 8,000 to Cosmic. Can we see 9? 9,000 to Laura. Cosmic, do you want to go to 10? Can we see more than 9,000 for this vibrant looking Ravager? TARDIS Ravager. 90% reduction in its weight of everything in its inventory. Selling to Laura for 9,000 element. Selling once. Selling twice. Sold. It's a nice looking. It's a nice colour.
Congrats. Yeah.
New breeding project. Add another.
Why not? 224 and 54. I'm going to have a look at those colours. Those are nice. Oops. Hi, Laura. Got the numbers. 9,000. Copy. 8. Slot 19. I think this is going to be just the right number of lots for the amount of time we've got.
Catch you later, Cosmic.
See you later, sweetheart. See you later. Now, what were we talking about? Ankylos? Here we go. We have a level 262 Endurant Anky. X Anky. The colour is gilded. That is a nice colour. That is a very nice colour, actually. Gilded's a good description. So I have a level 175 female Endurant Anky. Opening bids at 175 element. Can we have any opening bids? 500 purity. Any advance on 500 element? Can we see more than 500 element? Or this level for this Endurant Gilded X Anky, level 262. Any advance on 500 element? Selling to purity for 500 element. Going once. Going twice. 750 to Jennifer. High bid to Jennifer, 750 element. 1,000 element to purity. You want to advance on 1,000 element? Very nice looking gilded X Anky. 1,250. 1,250 element. I bid to Jennifer. Do you want to advance on 1,250? 1,500. 1,500 element to purity. Any advance on 1,500 element? Selling to purity for 1,500 element. Selling once. Selling twice. Sold. GG,
Sweet.
indeed.
Congrats.
Like,
T 1,500. Jennifer, oops, spell it correctly. 1,250. to 20. Okay, so lot 21 is another. I'm stuck. Another possibilities for when you're veining. This is a frozen. If you couldn't tell that by looking at it, you probably need your eyes seen to. But this is a frozen mantis.
What does the frozen do?
It freezes things.
It keeps things cold in it, or
Does it look like it's having a
preserved in its
seizure for anyone
inventory.
else?
Makes a very
Yes.
popular Disney movie.
Yes, it does.
Shiny dinos. Let me get the proper description for you. Discussions.
Yeah, my game isn't enjoying that one.
No, it's like twitching around loads.
I shall It isn't for me, but I'll re-release it for you.
You've got a decent computer, G-Dog. How's it going tits up for you?
No, it's like
There you
because it's sinking into the floor. That's what it's doing for me.
Is that any better?
It's doing the same. It's probably just mantises.
It's just you.
I fixed it for me.
Yep.
Mine's fine.
Oh, no, now it's bad
No,
again.
because it's just sinking into the floor for me. That's what it's doing. It's not.
Now its arse is up in the air.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just the mantis in general.
Yeah, it makes no difference. Yeah. We know what it looks like.
Yeah.
Mantis
you
is
stick stuff on
presenting
it and it
itself
cools
to
it
its
down.
buyers.
Okay,
Fox,
so
just a quick kid suggestion. Do you know the
Yeah.
kill AOE command at all?
yes.
Can you just put it in admin chat, please? Just to kill a
Yeah.
teleporter. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, nope, it's fine.
Sorry, I can do the frozen ones. They're not bothered by cold. Low internal temperature allows them to keep perishables fresh, as long as a regular refrigerator. They may move a bit more slowly, but they're tough. They will take reduced damage from every attack except fire. They are especially vulnerable to flame.
I wonder why.
Auto defrost.
They're linked to the wikis pinned in ARK General, if anyone wanted to read them.
Just do a couple of swords at a time, then away you go. It's your meat farmer right there.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, stick a nice little something in its hands, and it's a nice little beastie for you.
Yeah, Max Craft sword, man. That's like your
Won't it
killer
just
in
freeze the pick
Frizz.
and then the pick will just break that? I'm being too literal.
Too literal.
Yeah, just a little bit, just a ickle bit. So this is a female frozen mantis, 46 in health, 33 in melee. Not what we're looking at. So we have an opening bid of 1300 element for this. Does anybody wish to open the bid? 1300 element to Jennifer. Do we see any advance on 1300? 1400 to Bendy. Any advance on 1400? 1500 to Jennifer. Any advance on 1500? 1600 to Purity. Any advance on 1600 element. 1700 to Jennifer. Frozen Mantis, level 240 female. Any advance on 1700? 1800 to Wisdom. Any advance on 1800? 2000 to Jennifer. 2200 to Wisdom. Frozen female mantis. 2500. 2500 to Jennifer. Any advance on 2500 elements? For Jennifer. 2800 with my T's to Wisdom. Any advance on 2800 element. Level 240 frozen mantis. 3000 element. High bidder is Jennifer. Do we want to see, can we see 3500? Can we see any advance? 3500? Any advance? On 3500. Can we see 4000? Any advance on 3500 element? Frozen mantis, level 240. Totally clean and breedable. Selling to Wisdom for 3500 element. Selling once. Selling twice. Sold.
GG.
GG indeed.
GG.
Wisdom. I forgot the blooming numbers again.
$3,500.
Yeah. I need to keep them on
Je-
screen and not.
Jennifer.
And Jennifer
Yeah.
30,000.
Yep.
I got them up eventually. There we go. They disappear before I've got to this spreadsheet.
Oh.
That was lot 21. 3 lots to go. And 12 minutes to go. So here we have a Shinobi Aberrant Moss Chops. So for those who don't know what Shinobi is, Shinobi dinos are especially sneaky. Predators will have to get very close before they will even notice a Shinobi. And if you're careful, you can ride right around a threat without being spotted. Significantly reduces the aggro range for wild dinos. Reduced, not completely gone. So this is an Aberrant Moss Chop Shinobi level 247. You have to buy it to try it. 300 element is the starting price. 300 element. We have a bid. Can we have any advance on 300 element? 400. 400 to vent.
You
Any
know I love
advance
the
on
Moss
400?
Chops.
Are you going to try riding it through a tech cave?
I've done it before.
On a Shinobi. So, 500 element to Jado. Any advance? 600 to Vendi. Any advance on 600 element for a Shinobi Moss Chops. Quite tanky little creatures, Moss Chops.
The
Shinobi
utilisation on them is
Aberrant.
brilliant though. Like what they can
Shinobi
gather is ridiculous.
Aberrant Moss Chops, level 247. Current high bid 600 to vending. Any advance on 600. Selling to Vendi for 600 element. Selling once. Selling twice. Sold.
It's me new gather and dino. I love them things.
Vendi 600.
Reduced weight on flowers and mushrooms, man, when you gather on and shit. It's ridiculous. And they do hit pretty hard, to be fair.
They're on my list.
I had them
If you
at
can get
max.
them to.
No, mate, I had them like to max health and melee before the fucking wipe, and they were pretty retarded.
Don't they run away if you whistle them to attack something?
Yes, you need to be riding them. At least I think so.
They do,
I don't
but they
think
don't.
I've.
It depends on what mood they're in.
Oh, I thought they always ran away. The
You've
Moss
got to
Chops.
give them a good pet.
Come on,
Shinobi.
keep the kink out.
Shinobi Raptor. Yeah.
That's not
So-
bad for a raptor.
That's not bad for a baseline for a level 255 Raptor. That's
The
not
health
bad.
especially.
So it's again a Shinobi. So we have a Raptor here, which is even more useful, which is a Shinobi Raptor. So a sneaky Raptor. We have a reserve of 300 element for this. Can we see a 300 element opening bid?
Dear Dad.
No, the line was just to break it up from the
Just
previous
to break
bids.
it all, I can
Yeah.
see because they were similar. So 300 element opening bid, 400 to Jennifer. Any events on 400? Can we see 500 elements for this wonderful little Shinobi Raptor?
I need to start breathing mine again.
Sneaks past. You had a good read line. Chatter sneaks past things. Shinobi Raptor. I'm just as bad. Shinobi Raptor level 255 female. Current high bid is Jennifer at 400 elements. Can we see any increase from 400 elements? Selling to Jennifer for 400 element, going once, going twice, sold.
That's a bargain.
That is a bargain. That is going
I
to be a
genuinely
corker.
think that could actually get through the tech cave.
That's literally a bargain. You literally sprint through the tech cave with it. Like you say, Wisdom, you literally just sprint through the fucking tech cave.
Yeah.
Get to the end, throw your dinos out, and just go boss to the wall. Because the gigas won't even aggro you.
That could be a really nice one. A really, really nice. Well, folks, we're going to make it.
That's a good
This
buy.
is the last item on tonight's catalogue is this dreary rainbow coloured ankylosaur, level 262. Reserve price of 500 element on this. Now, this is a colour buff. A very funky colour buff, I have to say. It looks much better in real life than it does in the photo. So 600 element. Do we have any advance on 600 element? This is right up your street, that Vend. 600 element.
Yep. The stats are not too bad either. Could be better, but still.
Can we have any further bids over 600 element for this really funky looking dreary rainbow ankylosaur? Level 262, female, dreary rainbow ankylosaur. Current high
Look at
bidder
the
is
sire.
Bendy.
The
600
cyan tails.
element. Keep it dry, Bendy. Keep it dry. Selling to Bendy for 600 element. Selling once. Selling twice. 700.
You boob.
700 sneak back by wisdom.
Sorry, mate.
Do we have 750 to Bendy? Any advance on 750? 800 to wisdom. 800 to wisdom. 1,000.
Oh, you can have it,
1,000
mate.
element. Selling to
He has been a bully.
Selling to Bendy for 1,000 elements. Selling once. Selling twice. Sold. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending the Friendly Servers third monthly auction.
It's my
What a
colours, man.
pleasure
It's got
that
like
was.
cyan spikes in that dude.